Hello everyone, this is Yamin and welcome to Laravel Hotel Management System project tutorial for beginner. So in the previous tutorial, we showed our room image, room title and description over here, a short description. So in this tutorial, we're going to have a button called room details over here, and if the user click on that room details button, it will take the user to another page where the user will be able to see everything about the room price, whether the room provide free Wi-Fi or not, and the full description. And also in that page, we'll have the option to book the room by the user. So here, let's go and first add the room details button. So this our room is coming from the room.red.php, which is in the home folder. So here you can see the for each loop to show the room image, title and description. So after this p tag, we're going to mention an anchor tag here. We're going to say here inside this anchor tag room detail or details, and let's also mention a bootstrap class for this anchor tag. So we'll mention a class. It will be btn, we can say success. So right now, if we save it, then if we now just refresh here, there you can see we have the room details button. So let's just add some padding, let's say for the description text. So let's go back, and here for this p tag, we're going to say style, and it will be padding will be 10 px. And instead of success, I think the primary button will look better. So let's say here primary. So let's save it, then let's refresh. So right now, there you go, we have the padding over here, and room button color is also changed. So let's go and write some code so that when we click on this button, it will take us to another page. So let's go back to our code, and here you can see the href. So inside this href, we'll give to second bracket, then we'll say here URL to first bracket to single quotation, and here the URL will be room_details, and for which room we want to see the details. So in order to see a specific room details, we also need to catch the room ID. So here you can see $room as $room. So using these $rooms, we can also catch the specific room. So we say here $rooms, this arrow sign ID. So what will happen is that when someone click on this room details button, it will get the specific room ID and then go to this URL. So let me just show you. If I just save it here, then if I just refresh and click on this room detail button, there you can see it is showing us the room details URL with the ID. So right now, let's go write a route for this in the web.php. So let's go to our routes, then web.php, and let me just go down, and here let me just copy this get route, Ctrl+C, Ctrl+V. The route will be get, and our route name was room_details. So I will just copy it from here, Ctrl+C and Ctrl+V. So here we also need to catch the ID that we are just sending from here. Okay, so here we need to mention the function name. Function name will be room_details, and let's just not use the admin controller anymore because we are making changes in the home page. So let's just make a different controller for the room details. So let's go back to our project, and here this is our project. So we'll open a command prompt here. We'll say cmd, then press enter. It will open a command prompt. Let me just zoom in. So we're going to write a command called php artisan make clone controller, and the controller name will be home controller, and press enter. So here you can see the controller creation is successful. So right now, let's go back to our code, and here at the top, let's go and first register our controller name. So we are going to say here, okay, let me just copy this, Ctrl+C, and we'll paste it over here, and the controller name will be home controller. So let's go down, and for this room details, we're going to write the controller name home controller. So this time we'll go to the home controller and write a function for room details. So let's go to our app, then http, then controllers, and inside controller we have homecontroller.php. So let's go over here, and here we're going to say public function room_details details, and we'll give to first bracket, then to second bracket. And first of all, we need to catch the ID that we are sending from our route. And one more thing we need to do is we need to mention our room model name at the top. So we need to say here use app /models/room. So after that, here inside this function, we're going to declare a variable. Let's say the variable name will be $room equal to, we need to mention the model name, which is room /, fine to first bracket $ID, like this. So we'll have the specific room details in this $room variable. And from here, we'll just return a simple view. We'll say here return view, then to first bracket to single quotation. And let's say the view will be inside the home folder, and the view name will be room_details. Let's give a comma, and we need to say here compact to first bracket to single quotation, and we need to mention this room over here. And that's all we have to do. So right now, let's go and create room_details.plate.php in the home folder. So let's go to our views, and inside views, we have the home folder. So inside home, we'll create this room_details blade file. So I'll just right click on home folder, then click new file. And we're going to say here room_details.blade.php. Control S. So let's just say normal HTML here. We're going to say here HTML. And inside the body, let's just say here hi. Let's save it and let's just refresh here again. And this time when we click on this room detail button, it will say over here hi. So what will happen is that when someone click on this room detail button, it will call this URL with the ID, and this URL will call the home controller room detail function, which is this one, and our this function will return us to this view with the data. So using this $room, we'll be able to show the room details over here. So right now, what we need to do is we need a view like this. So we need to have the header section and also the footer section, and in between them we'll show the room details. So for it, what we'll do is we'll just go to our home, then index.blade.php, and here you can see include home.css, home.header, the slider about, and the room section, also the footer section. So everything we are seeing in the home is coming from our home index.blade.php from here. So let me just copy everything from this page, Control C, and we're going to paste it in this room_detail.blade.php. So here what we are going to do is we are going to remove this slider section, then about section, room section, gallery section, and contact section. We will only keep the home.header and the home.footer, and also the CSS as well. So right now let's save it. Then let me just refresh here, and we'll go down. Let's click on room details button, and there you can see this is the header section and the footer section code, but the CSS is not working. The reason is, like before, in the css.blade.php, we need to mention asset inside the href, but we'll not fix it right now. We'll fix this at the in tutorial. So let's just have a simple solution, and that is after the header and before this at the head of home.css, let's mention a tag called base, and here inside this href we'll say here /public. So it will tell our code to go to the public folder and find the CSS file. Okay, so let's save it again, and this time if we refresh, there you can see we can see the header and the footer section. So right now in between them we'll show the room details. So for it, let's just go to our room.blade.php again. Let me just copy everything from here, Control C, and let's go to our room details.blade.php. And after the header section over here, so in between the header and the footer section, we'll paste the code that we just copied from the room.blade.php. So from here, we'll remove the for each loop, And let's just also remove those title so that I can explain you everything from the very beginning. And let's also remove this anchor tag for room details and also the padding as well. Let's just keep it simple for you. Let's also remove the image source. Let's save it. Then let's refresh here. Okay, in for it, that is this one. Save, refresh, and there you can see our room is written over here and some text, and this is the div for showing the room and the description. So here, first of all, inside this h3 tag, let's just get the room title first. So we need to say over here room, this arrow sign, then we'll say here room underscore title, and this room underscore title will come from the database table, and I forgot to give the $sign here. So this room underscore title will be coming from the database table. So let me just show you. So right now if you save it, then refresh here, there you can see the room title over here. So let me just explain before we do further coding. So what will happen is that when someone click on this room details button, it will call this URL with the ID, and this URL will call our home controller this function, and this function will return us to this view with the specific room data. And here using the $room, we'll be able to get the specific room title, description, and everything. So after title, let's also get the room description. So Control C, Control B, and here we're going to say description, and let's say here style, padding will be 12px. So after description, we'll have let's say whether there is free Wi-Fi or not. So here inside this h3, we're going to say free Wi-Fi, this clone, and instead of h3, let's say this will be h4. And it will be Wi-Fi. Let me just write it like this so that you can see clearly. It will be h4. So let me just check it in the database. How many column do we have in the room table? We have the image description, price, and room type. So let's also get the room type as well. So let me just copy it, then paste it here, and it will be room type, and here we're going to say room underscore type. And let me just copy the style from here, Control C, we'll paste it here and here as well. So the last one will be the price. So let me just copy this and paste it here. So let's say the price will be in h3 tag, and here we're going to say price. It will be over here, it will be room like this, and let's say the title will be in h2 tag. So right now if you save it, then if you now refresh, there you can see the title, description, Wi-Fi, room type, and price. So let's also show the image. So let's go back, and here just like before, we need to mention the folder where we store our image, but before it we need to give a slash over here. You must give a slash over here, okay, at the room details. So after it, we'll give 2 second bracket like this, then we can say here $row, this arrow sign, image, save it, then let's just refresh here, and there you can see the room details, but let's just make it bigger. So for it, here you can see div class call md4. So we'll remove this and we'll make it div class call md8. Save it again, refresh, and there you go, it got bigger. And if you have more description, it will look even more better. So we'll keep this space empty because in the next tutorial we'll let the user book the room and we'll have some input field over here. That's why we'll keep this field empty or keep this side empty. And let's just add a little bit padding at the top before the image. We can also increase the width to over here 800, and the height will be, let's say, 300. For this image div, we're going to mention a style here, and we'll say here padding let's just say padding will be 20 px at every side. So let's save and let's refresh, and there you can see it now looks way better than before. So we're able to see the room details. Also click on the room details option, and let's just go to the whole page, and here you can see we have a logo over here. If we click on this logo, it will not take us to the home page, or if we click on this, it will not take us to the home page. So let's just fix these two right now. So let's go back to our code, and the logo was inside the header.grade.php. So here you can see the logo. This is the logo, and here you can see href index.html. So we'll give to second bracket, and in this URL what we'll do is that we'll just call the home view, and in order to call the root view or home view, we just need to give a slash over here. Let me just show you in the web.php. Here you can see in order to go to the home view, we just need to give slash. Then it will return us to the home view. So right now let's save it here, and let's do one more thing, and that is for this home option we'll also do the same. So we'll give to second bracket, and we're going to say here URL to first bracket to single quotation slash. That's all. So right now let's just refresh here, and if you click on this Keto option or Keto logo, it will take us to the home page. There you go, we are in our home page, and if I now click on this room details, it will also show us the room details. So this is all for this tutorial. In the next tutorial, we'll let the user book the room. So thank you very much for watching. Make sure to subscribe, and I hope to see you in the future tutorials.